Welcome to the show, and welcome to Glow So Bright. So, is it important to have sights on your firearm? The answer is rhetorical, but I'd say yes. However, it's not something I'd see, like, for example, at the range today, I've seen a particular individual that had a free-floated AR-15, where there is a railed upper receiver and a rail along the top of the handguard, and no sights at all. Absolutely no way to aim and shoot a target safely, and the guy was missing. Also, his rifle was poorly built together, but I digress. Speaking of poorly built rifles, here we have a AR Stoner AR-15 that has a fixed front sight that isn't even matched to a flat top upper receiver, and a 1913 Picatinny rail. So there isn't really a good way to facilitate aiming with this particular firearm. So why am I talking about this particular build over here? Well, around January 26th, over at Chattanooga, Tennessee, over at the Dream nightclub, there was a incident in which a active shooter was attempting to open fire on patrons of the nightclub using a handgun, and was instead having fire be returned by an armed guard, in which he, at approximately a distance of 10, 11 yards or so, with 20 rounds of fire from an AR-15, very similar to this one, where you have a fixed front sight base and no rear sight or optic at all. And after expending about 20 rounds, was able to non-lethally hit the active shooter once. So that was very ineffective, and it nearly led to a whole bunch of other issues as well with the nightclub. So let's see how effective this is, and I'll go and attempt to recreate his particular style of shooting. So let's go do it. Apparently, looking at the video footage and surveillance footage out there, the armed guard was able to get about approximately 3 or 4 shots, then strafe, shoot another 4 rounds, then strafe, for a total of approximately 20 rounds fired overall. So with a shot timer and a part time of about 10 seconds, which about took as long as it is, or at least for the available security footage, I'll try and recreate this sort of drill with this particular rifle. And this thing's a piece of crap. So, let's get started. Okay, so how do we do when hitting our target with our rifle that does not have a sighting system on it at all? More or less point shooting. Well, most of my shots hit quite low, with only one shot hitting center mass, and that is a very far hit from where all the important bits need to be. So my first shot was at 1.12 seconds, and my total part time was 8.5 seconds, so we did shoot a little bit faster than our armed guard over here. However, 16 out of 20 shots is our accuracy just for having it on a silhouette, which means 4 rounds have zipped over into a parked car, into a building, possibly where bystanders are, but at least there wasn't any around either here or during this incident that happened over at the Dream. Now, this is a serious problem, and I'll go demonstrate why having sights on the rifle would be a lot quicker and a lot more effective. Okay, so what happens if we actually use a rifle with an actual sighting system on it? Here we have a rifle in a very similar configuration, better quality control, but in a similar configuration, where you have a front sight post, a rear backup iron sight, as well as a electronic red dot reflex sight, you call a red dot. This sort of thing is ideal for low light conditions as well as close distances. And we'll do the same exact drill, same time, same movement and everything, but with an actual sighting system on top. So let's go do that. Let's repeat the same drill again. Let's see if we have better accuracy with our sights on our rifle. So 10 seconds, 20 rounds, same drill again. Slightly slower. Let's go take a look. Okay, so the results speak for themselves. All 20 shots fired have hit our target, and 14 of those 20 shots have hit a center mass area. Our par time is it took about 9.54 seconds, so slightly slower, but we have deliberate aim fire, and we have everything hit our target. This is especially important because in that parking lot over there, that threat was only shot a single time, and 19 or so rounds have fired out into the parking lot. And was incredibly lucky and fortunate that there were no bystanders out in the parking lot or in an adjacent building behind where the shooting happened. Your hits matter, your misses matter, and especially as a private citizen, any sort of miss shot out there is a liability, and if that hits an unintended target, that could lead to severe civil and criminal penalties. So be mindful of that. Have a sighting system on your firearm, have it be zeroed, and be proficient on it. So at our target, without the use of any sights at all, 16 out of 20 hits, 4 misses, which as a prepared citizen, a very bad liability. And while we have 16 out of 20 hits, one of these hits in particular was at a critical area, which is less than optimal. Over here with sighted shooting, we have 20 out of 20 hits and 14 out of 20 of them at a critical center mass area. One thing about our guard over here is the one thing that he had a great amount of was courage and bravery. Whenever a threat appeared, he reacted with the appropriate type of force very quickly, much more quickly than the police response time, and the threat was neutralized in a fairly quick manner. So, great idea, proper reaction, terrible execution. So have a set of sights on your rifle. For an AR-15 just like this with a front sight base, a electronic red dot reflex sight, you can find them as low as $100 from Holosun or Sig Sauer. They're inexpensive, they're adequate, and they're great. And a backup iron sight, you can find one from Magpul for $60 or so. And get proper training. Every round missed could be a liability, and that could lead to civil and criminal penalties. And there is more investigations and trouble going on with the Dream nightclub over in Chattanooga as we speak. But if you do enjoy this video on shooting without sights, it's brought to you by Glow So Bright. And if you do enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like. Comment down below on what you think. Read the video description. And if you'd like to support this channel financially, there are Amazon affiliate links in the video description down below, as well as a Ko-fi and a subscribe star. But the best way to show support for the channel is to subscribe and share. Not just this channel, not just these videos, but other content that you find useful. There are several good ones out there, and there are several bad ones out there. So find what you find is useful and knowledgeable, and share those. Thank you very much for watching.